In politics, opposition often feed on every opportunity to discredit their rivals, especially the ruling party. The Tinubu administration is once again the target of attacks by the opposition. The African Democratic Congress ADC has taken a swipe at President Bola Tinubu following his absence at a recent Africa-focused engagement hosted by U.S. President Donald Trump. The party described the invitation of presidents of Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal, as well as exclusion of Nigeria as a diplomatic snub, and used the moment to question Nigeria's foreign relevance under the current administration. Okay, Asuko wants me to start with VK. All right, VK, I'll start with you here. First of all, let's start from the very beginning. Nigeria is Africa's largest economy. Yes, giant of Africa. But why was Nigeria not invited to the White House? Let's start from there.
Well, the Trump refusing to call Nigeria to a meeting is not a big deal. It's marks of colonial mentality and the small man syndrome for any Nigerian to be making a meal of the fact that Nigeria was not invited to this country. This same Trump has threatened fresh 10% tariff on Nigeria for getting involved with BRICS. As a country, we are free to align with a country of our choice. We are a sovereign nation. Trump cannot choose our friends for us, and he sees BRICS as anti-America. But I will be happy as a Nigerian to relate with countries like Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, Ethiopia, Indonesia, and Iran. These are great countries and doing very well, no matter the parameters that you are using. So if Nigeria is part of BRICS, as Nigeria is part of BRICS, it's a very good thing. Yes. Because you look at those countries, they are countries that are doing well, generally. Now, talking about the fact that he did not invite Nigeria, we should be looking at the countries that are invited. We are not in the class of those countries that are invited.
Exactly.
Even in West Africa, those countries are not even among the biggest countries in Africa and West Africa. Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria, they are among the best. None of those countries was invited. And when you talk about the African continent, South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Botswana. Botswana is already known for good governance. Botswana is a very solid African example when you are talking about democracy and the fact that democracy can deliver good dividends. Angola is a big oil player, not just on our continent, but globally.
Exactly.
Angola was not invited. So if you fail to invite Egypt, you fail to invite Morocco, you fail to invite Tunisia, why should I as a Nigerian be bothered that have been isolated? Because you've not invited the biggest countries in our continent. And I don't think that people in Egypt, people in Tunisia, people in Algeria and Egypt, when it comes to the military powers, yes, they are the best on this continent. I don't think that anybody in those countries are losing sleep. It is only in Nigeria where politicians hardly think before they talk that they will be bothering themselves that Donald Trump didn't invite us to sit with very small African countries. You are not talking about Egypt. Egypt has conquered electricity, lack of access of electricity to the point that Egypt is now in position to export electricity to Europe. That's a country that I want to see my country sit with. And Egypt was not invited. Have you heard anybody in Egypt lamenting and splitting hairs that Trump did not invite them? Even the president of Ukraine that he invited, did he not humiliate him before journalists?
He did.
So he's receiving an invitation by Trump, the equivalent of entering the kingdom of God. Is it the equivalent of heavenly raptures? So ADC, if this is the kind of politics that they want to play, making the mountain out of a molehill, it shows that they do not know what they are doing. Because just look at those countries and ask yourself whether those are the countries that Nigeria should be sitting with.
All right.
For me as a Nigerian, I'm even happy that he didn't invite us.
All right,
because our mates as a country are not in that meeting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But anyway,
Yes.
BKO, we need to go on this quick break. But when we return, looking at what BKO said, I mean, other African giants like South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, they were not there. Then why is ADC reading meanings to that of Nigeria? BKO said something very critical. Other African giants like South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, and others, they were not invited. Then why is the ADC, you know, reading meanings to that of Nigeria?
You know, just like Vicky said, if that is how they want to start, that is a very funny situation for them. Because if you look at it, these 5 countries, just this month, or even last month, Donald Trump actually added them amongst the travel ban countries that he even wants to ban from coming to the U.S. You know, is it Gabon? Is it Senegal? Is it Mauritania? He has added these 5 countries
to the travel ban.
He has considered them, you understand? And if you look at it, these same countries, these same 5 countries, they are going to the U.S. I think they should have been, the president are already in the U.S. They are not even making a big deal out of it, like when the South African president was there, you know, and the Ukrainian president was there. This one is just going to be, the media will not even be involved in it. It's just going to be a closed-door thing. They will go there, eat whatever they want to eat, and then they will go. I think what Donald Trump is trying to do is to try and see how he can bring some, as Yoruba would say, kereje, you know, countries around him, you know, and see how, you know, countries that he can muzzle, you know, muzzle out in terms of the economy, security, and all, because I know some of those countries have actually helped him, you know, trying to repatriate some, you know, bad guys, you know, to the U.S. But be that as it may, I've also noticed that Nigeria is a big player in the international stage. When Donald Trump came, he said something. So Nigerians should not be surprised, because if you look at how our president have been going around in terms of diplomacy and trying to see how we can bring more friends internationally. Marketing Nigeria. Trump came with America first. Not long ago, Tinubu came Nigeria first. Meaning that let's start thinking about our own thing, our own self.
Our own
and there's
interest.
no somebody who brought an idea who would always say, no, I brought that first. And so you cannot, you know, you cannot come and, you know, lay claim to you know, trying to, you know, hold on to a particular continent. And this has not, since, you know, Tinubu has brought that Nigerian force, he has not seen, Trump has not been happy. He has not. You think he's happy? He's not happy. Look at all the places that even the president has gone to. Some of those places, the BRICS that he went to, immediately, you know what happened?
Exactly.
He has imposed a 10%, you know, tariff. He said on all the countries and those who are their partners. Meanwhile, Nigeria is just another partner. We are just like, okay, let's go there. Let's see whether we can partner with them. He has imposed 10% tariff on us. And this is America that used to be Nigeria's biggest partner, you know. And if you look at some of the people in BRICS, they are not friends to America in any way. But those countries, if they have been making inroads into Africa, especially Nigeria.
Do you think Nigeria needs to reassess its global partnership?
Why do you need to?
If key allies like U.S. is appearing less engaged.
I want to say Benga. China on its own, with the policy they have made serious inroads into Nigeria. Do you know the rails that are going left, right, and center in Nigeria? They are built by Chinese. Russia is in cohorts and in friendship with the Malis of this world, with Burkina Faso and Niger. So France, they have kicked out France away from some of the Francophone
countries. Even though that's Russian relationship, so I wouldn't want to go there because
but look at them got there. You know, so America will be looking for new partners and new friends.
Exactly.
You know, where they can also look at, okay, these are the people that want to do. So for the ADC, they must look at it. I laughed when I saw the story. I was like, what are you people saying? If you know international, how the global politics is being played, you will not come up with that statement.
Absolutely.
You won't. Because you will see that how the president is moving in a very strategic way. Even though I have my reservations in terms of the president not appointing ambassadors now, you understand, because I have my reservation, because by now you're supposed to have ambassadors. Even before any issue concerning visa or anything comes, the ambassador is supposed to have been there to interface with the government, before it comes out. But be that as it may, there's nothing that the president has done that I feel that is a mistake, because everything is strategic. I mean,
BK, do you consider this criticism from the ADC as simply unpatriotic?
It's not only unpatriotic, but silly, because they do not even know why Trump has chosen these categories, this category of countries for the visit. The matter of illegal immigration is something that is really, really troubling to Donald Trump. For Gabon as a country, located fortuitously on the Gulf of Guinea, President Trump would want to do his best to cut that country because they have a huge deposit of manganese. Trump is trying to cut some African countries because most of the big powers in Africa are already either part of the BRICS countries or trying to come in. So he does not intend to go to those ones. That amounts to preaching to the converted. So he's trying to cut some deals. And some of those deals are not even economic in nature. So if you are saying that, oh, Nigeria is no longer a giant, so it is Liberia that is now a giant, Abi. Just listen to yourself now. So it's Liberia that is a giant now. Trump is already proposing to the Liberian president to accept deportees from America, including criminals.
Okay, BKO, just hold that thought.
Deportees from America.
BKO, I apologize, just hold that thought. We have Chris calling in from Lagos. Chris, let's talk. Hello, Chris, go ahead.
Thank you very much. It is very glaring that those people who are saying that, yeah, I'm speaking already. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Yeah, so you see that they are ignorant. They don't even understand what is going on. And these are the people who claim that they want to rule this country. So it could be that because of the the war politics. It appears America needs these people, and America has been looking for a way to have their Africa command in Africa. You know, Nigeria has been averse, you know, Nigeria doesn't want American military base here. So Nigeria will not be a choice for them. And so it doesn't matter whether we go there or they call us. What matters is that we should grow our local economy and be the bride of the world.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, BKO, still talking about the criticism from ADC.
Yes, and I'm saying that they do not even know why Trump settled for those countries. They are just talking to a wall. You know, they do not even know. And I'm saying, look, you look at a country like Senegal and Mauritania, the matter of illegal immigration is something that concerns Trump so much, and he's trying to see what he can do, talking to these countries to see how they can rein in these illegal migrants, because those are transit countries. A lot of people travel from Senegal to countries of Europe and America. Trump wants to do something about illegal immigration. Okay. Those two countries. Then, talking about Gabon, the man who called us talked about Gabon is being considered for a military base because of its location in the Gulf of Guinea. So America cannot get Nigeria to agree to accommodate its base here. But Gabon is one country that they are seriously considering. So it has nothing, those countries, in terms of the quantum of trade that they do on our continent, they are tiny. The quantum of trade that they do is so tiny that you cannot, what Trump invited them for, you cannot pin it on economy alone. There are other considerations. And if you are even talking about economic powers on our continent, those countries are not economic powers. So you cannot say because Liberia was invited to somewhere, then you imagine that Liberia is better than Nigeria. Something must be wrong with you if that is the way you think. Because those countries are way, way, way below our country. We can badmouth our country as much as we want. But we are the biggest economy in Africa. We are in the class of Morocco, Tunisia, all of those ones that were snubbed.
Exactly.
So this is the thing. I do not know. I will first, the natural thing is to first look at that list. When you look at that list and you can see that these are irrelevant countries, then you can then say, okay, no problem. You say, but you want us to be in the company of the... Did you see Rwanda there, for example? And across the globe, Rwanda is respected because of the progress that they've seen under Kagame.
Exactly.
Forget that he does not look every inch a Democrat, but he has brought change to his country. In Rwanda, you can't call yourself a Tutsi or a Hutu. You call yourself a Rwandan. If you make the mistake of saying, I'm this, you are going to jail. That was their own way of addressing the problem that led to the genocide.
All right, then. All right,
so that is a country, a success story.
All right, gents.
I want to be in the company of such countries.
Exactly.
Not in the company of Lilliputians.